spines, amongst others. But he's ramping. Radio legend
against Hawaii
to enact
the absolute right thing to do. He brought an energy to the program. He kind of was that candidate from a standpoint of the Michigan faithful that they all wanted. I mean, he was the choice A, choice B, and choice C. And what he did when he came in and took a 5-7 team and turned it into a 10-3 team a year ago, went down and beat Florida in the bowl game handily. I mean, all their dreams came true. Now, as you would expect, expectations for this year are very, very high.
Well, there's no doubt about that. Meanwhile, we got the Lions coming in here. Now, I'll get back to Big Ten. We're still getting comfortable with this Big Ten thing here, Jim. We're trying to figure it all out. Trying to figure out how the Terps can win in the Big Ten. But the Ravens...
Well, you got DJ Durkin from Ann Arbor. He was with Jim last year, so hopefully he'll help the Terps get a little bit better.
Well, that is the goal. That is the hope around here. I don't think it happens overnight for sure. And with the Lions this week and getting on to the NFL, these preseason games, you've been watching them as long as I have. It's very hard to figure. The coaches need them. But this is the one that's supposed to be the real dress rehearsal here. Tell me what we're going to see from the Lions on Saturday night.
Well, you're going to see hopefully a lot better than what you saw a week ago against Cincinnati, because last week they didn't look interested. And Jim Caldwell even talked about it. He said, it wasn't very pretty. We've got to get better. We've got to do a better job being consistent. So I would bet you'll see a better football team this weekend against the Baltimore Ravens than you saw a while back against Cincinnati, just because they've got to get better. I mean, they can't play the way they did. Offensively, they still have trouble running the football, and if it were me, that'd be one of the first things that I would focus on if I were a Lions coach. Try to get the running game going, because it just hasn't gotten anything going, any traction at all in the first two preseason games.
I was close with Jimmy Schwartz, and I brought this up with Dave Burkett earlier in the week. It feels like 5 minutes ago Schwartz was there over in just 2.5, 3 years since he left. I mean, other than...
Yeah, and the Lions, when they brought in Bob Quinn, the new general manager, and last year had the upheaval in the front office at midseason, things changed, and all bets were off the table. And the nuclear option obviously was exercised, and all the players got the idea that, this 8-8 kind of idea is not going to be acceptable anymore. So everybody is on notice that, this Lion team wants to be better, new from the top.
I mean, we think of the just never on there, right?
At a college game in a high school is ultimately
famously signed
good. This is Theo Riddick, but that third, that might be the battle right there between those two guys, whether they go with the team and finish up as their third back. So there's lots of things going on offensively and defensively for the Lions, and particularly up front, there's some jobs open, and I think that third running back spot is open if people in Baltimore want to watch that. That's going to be a real battle.
I know the Terps are headed out to Ann Arbor in the Big House on Saturday, November 5th. Going to be a lot of football between now and then. And national championship hopes in Michigan, is that fair to say that is the belief that they could run the table this year and be the best team in their own state as well as in the conference?
Yeah, the thing is, for Michigan Nation, that's always the idea, that the national championship is have or at Michigan State, at Ohio State, and at Iowa at night. Now, all three of those teams had designs on the Final Four last year, and one of them made it, Michigan State. So it's not going to be easy for Michigan to run through the schedule that they've got, particularly with those 3 games on the road, and come out unscathed. And and I know that if you lose 2, you're not going to win any national championship. And if you win 1, you're going to have, or if you lose 1 rather, you're going to have some help to get in the Final Four. So that's kind of where Michigan is. I think they're a great young team, but I think the schedule works against them a little bit this year. Plus, they don't have that established quarterback yet. Jim Harbaugh is working on that now with about 3 guys in camp working for that spot.
Well, I think it's very, very likely they would be 7-0, right? Halloween weekend when they play Michigan State. Just looking at, Hawaii, UCF, Colorado, Penn State, Wisconsin, Rutgers, Illinois. The real season begins for them around Halloween. These first 7, there's some latitude to make some mistakes and learn a little bit, right?
Yeah, they Wisconsin, even though.
What do we need to know about by Planet Fit from you? You can this Saturday night. It's confirmed against Houston. Next week to meet. Thanks, Jimmy.